concept developed over a very long period, quite a long period actually. The idea to get more and more involved with Louise Bourgeois I had when I visited the art fair in Basel in 2007. And I saw, on this fair, I saw a book made by Louise Bourgeois, which really sort of caught my interest very much, and I was really fascinated by this. It was a book about memories of her childhood, about a childhood near Paris, and that book was made of fabric pieces sewn together. And it really struck me. I was very much fascinated. And then I asked this gallerist for more. I mean, I knew her work, of course. I was aware of her, and she told me, well, you can actually meet her. It's not that difficult. And then I met her, and it was a slow process. It was a process of getting closer and closer and developing this. I mean, I had some other ideas first, and then we were in a way working together. I mean, the intermediary was Jerry Goldboy, her assistant, but she took really part in this because I sent her a book I wrote, and then she sent me something back, and then she presented me this kind of photographic series of the drawings which you see behind me, and said that would be nice for the show. Well, it is, absolutely, and then that developed slowly. You don't see really very many works, but you see many works which have many parts. So you see there's a lot to look at, actually. The show is composed of key works, and there are some very important works together. There's first the most important piece she made during her early years in New York, The Blind Leading the Blind, an abstract expressionist sculpture, as well as one of the most important anthropomorphic abstractions, Janus Fleury, a work which she thought would be one of her best, a self-portrait and very strange, very fascinating work. Then you have this late circle of drawings called À l'Infini, which we see in the background. You have the most important cell she ever did, Passage Dangereux, the biggest and the most important cell. You have some very wonderful, very lyrical late fabric works. You have one of the most fascinating works dealing with the unconscious in Respite. It's a big installation in '92. So you really have key works from every period of her life. It's not meant to be a retrospective, but it's in a way it is a retrospective. So I think if you go to the exhibition, you learn a lot about her and about her work, and it might trigger interest to get more involved, really. I mean, she really is the link between modern art and contemporary art. She very much comes from modern art. She gave modern art as a meaning in terms of, modern art is pure art. She developed this further. She added to modern art a story. She added emotion. I shouldn't say story. Emotion is really better. She added emotion to modern art, and she, who knew nearly every important artist of the 20th century, the 30s and the 50s, through herself and through her husband, who was an important art historian, who was a role model for artists and for especially for women artists. I think you can't see installations by Bruce Nauman or Robert Gober without having seen her work. Jenny Holz is extremely influenced by her. Tracy Emin, all these important artists of our time rely on Louise Bourgeois.